Good evening, everybody. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you. Today's topic is Land Grant Rules 1969. In Karnataka, land, how they are going to be grant, to whom they are going to be grant. After grant, how they are going to cancel it, and what are the terms and conditions, and who are eligible for grant. All this topic comes under land grant rules. That is Karnataka Land Grant Rules 1969. This grant, the land grant was made effecting through the Karnataka Land Revenue Act. Based on the Land Revenue Act, all the powers and functions are entrusted to the authorities under the land grant rules. So therefore, first of all, what we have to learn, what is meant by agricultural land, which are the agricultural land. All these topics we should read. Sorry. Yes. What is meant by agricultural land? And what are the type of agriculture? That we have to read like this. Hello? Yes. Agriculture means horticultural first. Horticulture. That land can be used for a horticultural purpose, raising the crops, grass, and garden area. All these types of agricultural land called as agriculture. And dairy farming, poultry farming, agricultural land used for grazing the cattle, and urban culture. These are the lands comes under agriculture. Now, whom they are going to grant? That is main important under that land grant rules. First, displaced person, displaced tenant, ex-serviceman, family, farm, insufficient holder, all these persons are eligible for grant. Now, what type of crops going to raise in the agricultural land? Cardamom, coffee, pepper, rubber, tea, jawar, all these things. Apart from this, other crops also, every day we are using those crops are raising from the agricultural land. So therefore, these land, agricultural land, available for us to grant by the government. When the government is the owner, they are liable to grant the land to displaced person, displaced tenants, ex-servicemen, family, farm, and insufficient holder. These are the persons nominated under the land grant rules. So priority before the priority, whether the land is available or not, who is going to be informed to the public at large by way of preparation of publication of list in the office of Taluka Kacheri. Then for the disposal of land, Taluka office, he must notified in all the Gram Panchayat. In Taluka level, the Tahsildar shall issue notification. These are the lands are available, and in the entire Taluka people has to be notified. This is the first and foremost duty of the Tahsildar. Now, if Tahsildar is not notified, and any other person, if it is notified, it shall not be used for the grant. So therefore, kindly maybe see that who is going to be published. Tahsildar only shall publish based on requisite from the revenue inspector. Revenue inspector he is going to inform these are the government lands are available for grant in our taluk. So kindly maybe look into whether these lands are can be granted to whom, that I am going to next. So after publication, where he has to publish, taluka office notified in every gram panchayat of the taluka level, and village accountant shall be show the land. Village accountant always available wherever land is available. He must show after the notification to the people at large in the village or attached to the gram panchayat. So you must know that. So why the notification is required for the purpose of grant? Because those people who are displaced person, those people who are displaced tenant, those people who are ex-servicemen, those people who are the insufficient holders, these persons shall be notified in the taluka level, and they shall publish in taluka office as well as gram panchayat, and village accountant he shall assist to the intending allotment application, all these things he shall advise to the people in the villages. So therefore the land grant shall be made only the government land or Gomar land or any other land belongs to the government, which are lands are available for grant, it shall be notified. So therefore, what my request to you, so how you are going to notify, that is main important. How the public going to be knew the same. So this is very fact, it is appeared before the court, then they have started in publication, paper publication. These are the lands are available in the taluka level. So every villagers must know the land where it is available for grant. So therefore, publication shall be made by the Tahsildar. This must be known to all, because copy is sent to DC, copy is sent to the Assistant Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner. Likewise, it shall be published. These are the lands available for grant these peoples. So likewise, he has to publish in the village first, in village taluka level. Now next, who are eligible for making an application for grant? So those who are completion of 18 years and those who are not having exceeding income limit 8,000, and bona fide agriculturist, and personal cultivation land which is exceeds more than 20,000, they are not eligible. These are the persons. The 4 persons are eligible for the purpose of making application. Who is completion of 18 years. Second one is not exceeding 8,000 rupees per annum income, bona fide agriculturist, and personal cultivation land. If he is having 20,000, within 20,000, he is also can eligible for making an application for grant. So you must know these are the 4 persons, they are eligible for grant. So next, reservation. Kindly maybe note down reservation by you, because it is tomorrow. You have to inform in the village or village people. You should inform likewise reservation to whom they are going to give. So first priority, because after notification, after informing to the public at large who are going to file application, and among those of persons, the reservation shall be maintained. You please note down Rule 5. It is reservation has been mentioned under Karnataka Land Grant Rules 1969, Rule 5. In that rule, first priority is ex-serviceman. So if the land is available more than 100 acres or 50 acres, whatever it may be, So then first priority ex-serviceman, that is into extent 10%. If 5 acres is available, out of 5 acres, 10% goes to ex-serviceman. First priority, ex-serviceman. The second priority, 50% to the SC/ST, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe community, 50%. 5 acres means 2.5 acres. So likewise, SC/ST 50%. Then backward tribes, 5%. Then political sufferer. Political sufferer means those who are for independent right, Independence Days, they are fighting for the nation to get the independence. Those who are political sufferer, they are also eligible for 10%. So therefore, they are also fourth priority. They are eligible. Fifth priority, others, 25%. So likewise, this type of, if the 5 acre seat is available, if the 5 application comes, so then they have to deal with the first priority ex-serviceman, and second is SC/ST, third one is BT, and political sufferer 10%, other 25%. So you please note down all these measurement, how they have distributed the reservation for allotment of granted land to be grant to the people. So therefore, this is the priority. Based on the priority, they shall grant the land. Now, next question arose for you. So then priority should be considered. How the priority they are going to consider? Based on this priority, those who are landless persons, that is the priority among the same. Now what I have told you, rule 5, the priority shall be considered based on the landless people, landless person, then insufficient holders and residing other villagers, they are also eligible for priority, and in other villages and others. These are the 4 conditions are available: landless person, insufficient holder, residing another villagers, they are also eligible. If I am one of the village, I am native. In my native, the several huge land is available, belongs to the government. So therefore, other villagers can also file an application in the taluka level. So therefore, my humble request, kindly maybe note down in the district, entire district, wherever they are likelihood of grant, they are eligible for grant in any villages. Therefore, in olden days, what happened? Though we are native of one village, we have migrated because of land has been granted. Because I am a freedom fighter, I am a sufferer, I was in jail during Independence Days. So in those days, what happened? Nobody has filed application. Therefore, political sufferer got the property and immediately they have migrated. Likewise, several peoples are migrated immediately after independence based on this grant rules. So my humble request, you note down all these facts, because very, very important to whom the land going to be grant. So therefore, I am priority I have given, who is eligible I have given, and what are the agricultural land is available I have given, and this section, rule 6 is priority is also I have given. Now, then another, how much land to whom it is, whom the power has been entrusted. So 2 hectares of land to the Tahsildar, dry land, 2 hectares dry land can be granted by the Tahsildar, and 3 acres of wetland, that is irrigated land, he can grant by the Tahsildar. So Tahsildar only having 2 hectares and 3 hectares of land. This is Tahsildar having power to grant 2 hectares and 3 hectares of wetland, 2 hectares of dry land. Then Assistant Commissioner is having to grant 4 hectares or 2 hectares of wetland. he is also having to grant 4 hectares of land. And deputy commissioner not exceeding 6 acres of dry land, wetland is 3 acres. That is deputy commissioner having power. And then divisional commissioner was one of the post was having. Now he called as regional commissioner, 6 hectares and 3 acres, not extending more than 10 acres. So the land who are going to grant, that is also material for consideration to note down the grant. Tahsildar is having 2 hectares, assistant commissioner is having 4 acres, deputy commissioner having 6 acres, 6 hectares, and district divisional commissioner is having more than 6 hectares, up to 10 hectares he can grant. So likewise, you have to note down these facts, whether Tahsildar is having more hectares of land may be granted to the people, those who are sufferer or landless people on the priority basis, that is ex-serviceman, SC, ST, and then BT, then the political sufferer, then only others. So likewise, the percentage is also available for them, how they have to grant the land from 10 acres of land or 5 acres of land or 15 acres of land, that can be granted by the Tahsildar hectare wise. 1 hectare is equal to 2 acres of land. So likewise, 2 hectare only Tahsildar is having, and he is having right to grant 3 acres. So wherever the irrigated land, 3 hectares of land. So likewise, the Tahsildar has to grant the land. So my bona fide request to you, please note down who are the authorities going to be grant the land. So if it is, because tomorrow the short notes may be come to you, whether agricultural land is available for grant, who is the priority basis kindly may be mentioned. First priority, you should mention ex-serviceman. Second priority, SC, ST. Third priority, BT. Fourth priority, political sufferer. Fifth priority is sufferer, the others communities. So therefore, these priority based on land shall be granted by way of public notification, affixing in the Gram Panchayat or Taluka Panchayat, that notified should be made to all the persons. So this you must be noted down, because it is very helpful tomorrow, for you can advise the people, sir, if the government land is available, to whom they are going to priority is going to be give only the ex-serviceman first priority, second is SC/ST, third is BT, backward tribe, fourth is political sufferer, and others is fifth one. These are the 5 property you must be note down, and land shall be notified by the Tahsildar only. Even district deputy commissioner or assistant commissioner, only based on the extent of land going to be grant. So you have to note down these facts in your record, because tomorrow definitely this question arose in the village. In the village they are going to ask, sir, government land going to be grant or not? So that is also available for you. You please note down this fact. Now, condition of grant, that is rule 9, they have mentioned condition. So what are the condition after granting the land? So these are the condition very much available for you. First condition is they shall not alienate 25 years of from the date of grant or from the date of receipt of your Sagoli chit. So this fact kindly may be note down. 25 years after granting the land, 25 years they shall not be alienated. 50% of market value can be fixed. SC/ST for free of cost, and 50% of market value can be fixed. That is called as upset price or free of grant or market value. Market value is 50% shall be fixed, not more than that. So free of cost, upset price, and market value. These are the three conditions they can put while granting the land to the persons based on the priority. Net, the immediately after getting possession, you should raise the agricultural crops within 3 years of the grant or taking possession of the property. If non-payment of upset price or non-payment of market value, the notice shall be cast to you, and grant shall be cancelled based on the to restore to the government, and before restoration the opportunity shall be given, that is, notice should be given to the party calling him to appear before them, and then they have to notify. Until and unless notice is not served to any family member, so therefore it is also, it can be cancelled without notice. They cannot cancel without hearing, they cannot cancel. So these are the terms and conditions has been mentioned about the granted land. 25 years shall not sold the property. 50% of market value, if it is fixed, shall be payable to the government, and agriculture shall be brought. The agriculture harvesting shall be brought within 3 years from the date of taking possession, and non-payment of price, upset price, they have to cause the notice, and on receipt of the notice, if you are not paid on this ground alone. So just like the site allotted by the BDA, if within 10 years or 2 years, if you have not constructed after taking possession, automatically it is forfeited. If the sale deed is not taken within a period, it is also forfeited to the BDA authority. Likewise, in agricultural land, if it is granted free of cost or upset price or market value, 50% of market value, if you have not come and if you have not obey the order, then automatically forfeited to the government. So therefore, these are the terms and conditions are available at Rule 9. Now, the next is the scheme. I think you know very well, in the cities or in villages, there are schemes, houseless and sightless people. So who is going to deliver the land of belongs to the government? If the force made by the Gram Panchayat or people made the force through the Gram Panchayat, only the demand shall go to the Deputy Commissioner, because the peoples who are residing inhabitants of the Gram Panchayat, it is not possible to maintain them. Therefore, they have to make an application before the Deputy Commissioner. The government land, if the government land available or if not, so adjacent to the village's land, kindly may be notified, price may be fixed, and purchase the property. The scheme shall be implemented, the houseless and sightless people. So the Deputy Commissioner is having power to purchase the land, or government land shall be taken possession and immediately form the layout. Direction to be given to the Black Development Authority or the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Taluk, to hand over that particular land to form the layout, and under the Ashraya scheme. Example, Ashraya scheme, it is also liable to hand over the sites as well as the property. So this fact you must know, because tomorrow if you have any violation of these conditions, if forfeited, you should fight out before the court of law, only before the High Court. So therefore, DC has got power, grant house sites under the scheme, various. KHB is there, BDA is there, KIEADB there. All these organizations, they are going to acquire through the government, and the government is going to be issued the notification. I think you very much aware that 6 notification under section 6 notification is passed. Already position has been taken. Therefore, you cannot question the land which are taken by the BDA or government if it is issued notification, preliminary and final notification. If it is issued under BD Act, BD Act also, you have to note down that they cannot be questioned. So likewise, DC is also empowered to grant the land in favor of Panchayat. Through Panchayat only, the CEO, Chief Executive Officer only having right to form the layout under which Asraya scheme sites going to be allotted. So that is under Order 18, Rule capital A. And 19, for leasehold rights, it is also very much important. You see, because today several institutions are there now. In our Bangalore, 30 years lease, 40 years lease, likewise 199 years, not more than 100 years, 99 years lease are granted by the Deputy Commissioner. So leasehold rights to whom they are going to grant. Under Rule 19, it is going to be granted in favor of education institution. First priority. First priority is going to be land to be grant under lease, education. Second is cooperative societies going to be formed, the house building cooperative societies, the second priority. Third priority is Gram Panchayat, Taluka Panchayat or ZP, Jilla Panchayat. These are the third priority. If the Taluka Panchayat made an application, yes, government is having to grant, or Deputy Commissioner is having to grant the land in favor of Taluka Panchayat. So, yake, why these they have notified in this? Because Gram Panchayat it needs for burial ground. For burial ground, definitely the Gram Panchayat has to make use of the land. So therefore, Gram Panchayat has to request, or Taluka Panchayat has to request. Caste wise, the burial ground, you know that, Rudra Bhumi. So for that purpose, church people they want, Muslim they want. So therefore, all the people they can make an application that shall be notified by only the Deputy Commissioner's office. Land can be granted, education, reserve for education, cooperative societies of house building cooperative societies. Third one is Gram Panchayat, Taluka Panchayat, ZP. And fourth one, any association purpose in agriculture industry and industry or public utility. All these purpose also the Deputy Commissioner is having power to grant land. The priority you must know to whom they are going to grant under lease. Lease means education institution, cooperative house, cooperative societies, Gram Panchayat, Taluka Panchayat, ZP, and any cooperative societies, associations, purpose for agriculture, industry, and public utility. So these are the priority under the rule. And next section is most important, charitable, that is temple, religious and charitable purpose. If you want, under Rule 21, you have to make an application either to the government or the Deputy Commissioner of concerned district. So these are the priority, and especially for temple or masjid or church is concerned, under section 21, they have to make an application to grant the land which is on the based on the priority basis under section 19 of the Act. So now the cancellation of grant, how you are going to cancel the grant. If the grant is granted, everything is over. So now if the land is sold within 25 years, if he has not used the agricultural purpose, some other purpose if he has used. So likewise, if upset price is not paid, so everything you must know how they are going to cancel the grant in favor of priority basis ex-servicemen, SC/ST, BT, all the people, that is political sufferer and others. If the land is granted, that can be cancelled based on the violation of condition. Any condition going to be imposed in the Sagudi chit based on the violation, it can be cancelled. And if 18 years, 17 years, if it is granted, it is fraud played for to get the grant. Now so many people, they are making an application to the children, even though they are having land or somebody's land. So they are false affidavit they are making, we are not having land, and therefore minor is also eligible for that purpose. It can be cancelled. False and fraud has been played by making an application to the grant, and that shall be cancelled. And on the application of revenue officer, if he has made report to the Tahsildar or to the AC or to the DC, this land is not at all granted. If it is granted, he is violation of conditions. He is putting up illegal construction or farming the layout. All the lands wherever, it shall be cancelled. These three conditions you must be remember. One is whatever condition imposed in the Sagudi chit, if it is violated. Second condition is if the grant is availed by placing fraud and false certificate or false claim has been made, it is also, it can be forfeited to the government. And based on the report of revenue inspector, that report, if it is submitted, immediately issued notice. But all these facts, without opportunity, without causing notice to the grantee, which is nothing but principle of justice, principle of natural justice, means calling the people, why you should, your grant shall not be cancelled, why your grant should not be forfeited to the government. The show cause notice must be issued, and after giving full opportunity to say about the violation of grant, they shall not immediately take possession of the land. So therefore, the proceeding shall be conducted. Then, now, another condition, kindly maybe look into the next condition is, those people, member of the family, how much ceiling limit, that is called as ceiling limit available in Land Reforms Act. Ceiling member of the family, 20 units, that is 20 acres of land, if it is sufficient for one member of the whole member of the family. Joint family, 20 units plus additional 40 units, joint family members. More members are available, their ceiling limit has been mentioned under section 2A and 35A of Land Reforms Act. So likewise, these land grant rules, these are the available in the land grant rules. Now, is there any difficulties for you? You please ask question. I am ready to answer about the land grant rules is concerned.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Very good evening.
Sir, you said the Tahsildar and the Deputy Commissioner has the power to grant.
Yes,
so there's a limit for them to grant the land.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So how is what is the limit based on, sir? It is like per head or per village or in their term in that particular village or place?
Priority I have shown to you. Priority landless person.
No, sir, not the priority. Like you said, let's say Tahsildar has the power to grant 2 acres. So he can grant 2 acres to 2 hectares.
2 hectares.
Yes, sir. So he can grant 2 hectares to any number of peoples, or only 2 hectares to a large number of people.
No. That is priority. I have given rule 5. Again, once again, I am giving priority. Please note down.
Sir, no, sir, not about the priority, sir.
No,
Now
no,
let's say,
sir. Without this priority, he is not having power to grant more land to anybody.
so he can
Right.
grant overall only 2 hectares of land.
Yes, that's all. He cannot more than that.
Okay. So if he is in, say, let's say village A, he can grant 2 hectares. If he goes to
Yes.
village B, there also he can grant 2 hectares.
Oh, yes.
Okay, sir.
So good evening, sir.
Very good. Eunice.
So nowadays, many of the private lands, they go into roads and other public utilities.
Yes.
The government
I have told you in a rule, they can take the rule. Just you go through the rule 19. Rule 19. Education institution, cooperative farming societies, Gram Panchayati, Taluk Panchayati, ZP. Now you see all the persons are standing, and for the purpose of formation of road is required. Definitely the DC has got power to acquire the land. If the government land only, I am telling you, not private. If the private land is acquired, automatically the land acquisition proceeding initiated under the provision of Land Acquisition Act. Road is necessity. So therefore you cannot object it. And whatever price note down in the notification, if you are not satisfied, you go before the court. Because immediately they are, if you have not availed the amount which was notified by them, if you are filing a protest memo there, I am not accepted your price laid down for having acquisition, you have to go before the court only, land acquisition proceeding. They are going to refer your case before the land court, how your more amount is entitled. You have to establish. Are you hearing? Hello?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, okay, sir. So my question is,
Yes.
now suppose government lands, temples and mosques and churches are there.
Yes.
That is, government will provide a land for these temples and other public utility.
Sir, that shall be notified only Deputy Commissioner, sir. Those lands going to be provided based on the request of the people. If the government land is available, and that shall be reserved for so much area, just like burial ground, just like temple also, they can provide, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
But it must be in notification. I have fight for burial ground, sir. One land is fine agriculture land has been notified by the Deputy Commissioner, which is adjacent to me, which is under my cultivation. I have made an application. I am unauthorized occupant of the government land. And that land has been allotted in favor of Muslim at that what is called as, Chikbalapur ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಚಿಕ್ಕಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರ ಹತ್ರ ಐತಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲೆ
Darga.
Nandi Hills. What happened? Nearby Nandi Hills, one land is available, unauthorized occupation, who is having 2 acres of land, and government land he has encroached 1 acre of land. What happened? The government has notified that unauthorized occupation land. There is a one burial mosque of the person. Then immediately what they have did, Work board appeared before the Deputy Commissioner. Once mosque is available in the burial ground, so automatically it goes to work, not for private property. That I have fight for that. Then what ground I have raised in that work proceeding? Sir, it is my land. My grandfather I have buried. no mosque is available other persons. Therefore, it is private land. It cannot be notified because even though it is unauthorized occupation, but I am ready to pay money for that, automatically it can be regularized. That is Sakrama, Akrama, Sakrama is available for the right of deputy commissioner. It can be released from the notification because the only one mosque belongs to their grandfather. So he don't want to use for the burial ground to the public. He has not consented for any buried in his land. So therefore I have got it released that land from the notification. So likewise, you must know which are land available, how they are notified. You must question that notification before High Court only. And also you can fight before the Deputy Commissioner by filing objection. Yes, sir.
That is CRPC 21, sir. Is
Land grant
the
rules,
application
sir.
to the
Application,
land grant rules.
land grant rules,
Okay.
charitable and religious institutions. And another fact, the land grant wherever available, I will come later for some other how discrepancies is available. I will inform you. But land grant, to whom they are going to grant? Priority, land available notified, where should be notified, and to whom priority they have to give, and based on the priority, how much hectare they can grant, and what are the conditions of grant. You must know then. Then next question arises for you. Just you see, public purpose, the land going to be acquired. Now land has been granted to me. 2 hectares means 8 acres of land granted to me. That land is very much used for the public purpose. Then now new decision has come. If public purpose is acquired, market value shall be payable to him. Present market value shall be payable to him. Though it is a government land, I have not violated any condition. So therefore, I am eligible for that market value of the grant. Another type of grant, kindly maybe look into. Under the provision of Karnataka Land Revenue Act, unauthorized occupant going to be vacated. Then government has issued a notification. Those who are unauthorized occupant shall file an application under in the form of form number 53. 53 means it is going to be decided by the committee whether land can be granted to the landless people or not. So that unauthorized occupant can be granted without the ceiling limit. If the ceiling limit is barred, he cannot be granted, he cannot be regularized. And ceiling limit shall be followed 53 form number 53. If that particular land is also acquired, though the no occupation certificate is not available, Saguli chit not available, but I have filed an application for regularization of unauthorized occupation. Then the committee is going to be decide. If the committee is going to be decide, so meanwhile, if they have acquired, and immediately you can claim, sir, this is the form 53 I have filed. I am eligible for entitlement of acquisition profits because my application is pending. Therefore, I am eligible for receive money, whatever the money going to pay, even though the 53 form is available. So therefore, and immediately what they are doing, if they are going to reject your claim, immediately you come before the High Court. They are going to refer this matter before the land grant committee. Land grant committee, they are going to decide whether he is eligible or not. On granting of committee, till then that amount going to be deposited before the court only, whatever amount you are eligible. So form number 53 is also available for you, those who are unauthorized occupant, as well as if the grant 25 years is there, I could not able to alienate, but still I am in possession. So if they have taken possession, they are liable to pay market value wherever the certificate. If certificate is not there, unauthorized occupant is there. If the committee is decided, yes, he is eligible for grant because he is an unauthorized occupant. Therefore, it can be availed, benefit arise out of acquisition proceeding by the government. Yes, sir.
Sir, another thing, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now government is given to Jindal 3,000 acres.
Ah.
There's no limitation for that, sir. No, you told
Sir,
us some
industry is
limitations.
available, no? You see, section rule 19, association, purpose of agriculture, industry and public utility. Industry is also
No
available, no?
limitation.
Yes.
No
No
limitation of land.
No
they give
limitation. If the no limitation is available, because lease purpose only, rule 19 is not ownership, lease. 35 acres or 40 acres, if their demand is there for industry purpose, based on priority, it might have given. But lease only,
That is
not
3,000 acres.
yes. Industry, main industry, productive industry, if it is available, the lease can be granted. Not
Thank you,
by,
sir.
not for sale, sir. Only lease. Rule 19. Industry is also,
No,
yes.
no lease means they will construct the industry.
Yes,
They will big
definitely, sir.
business that they will
Now,
do.
you see, sir, 100 years lease is there, 30 years lease is there, 60 years lease is there. Now, if one site belongs to the Gram Panchayati allotted in favor of somebody, definitely lease is there. Likewise, if the government property having based on lease only, now no permanent allotment is available for industry, because land reform is going to be affected, that land grant cannot be granted in favor of industry. Industry is not a agriculturist, so that is bar under the Land Reforms Act. Therefore, lease is entitled by the factory, that is industry. Just like HMT industry is also on the lease only, and now government has taken possession of entire industry. Likewise, another ITI industry. ITI industry taken by the government, lease NGF. So likewise, the government organization means if the private company is headed, automatically only lease.
See, sorry, before NGF, so
Ah,
many acres the compound is there. Afterwards, they're going to give the local persons. They hand over to the lands. How it is possible, sir? It is a government land.
Sir, it is not possible, sir. It was unauthorized occupant. NGF more than, I know that, more than 300 acres, that land. So 300 out of 300 acres for using for purpose of stock and for the purpose of everything is available. But encroachment is huge, encroachment is there. Unauthorized occupant there. They have filed an application in form number 53. Till today it is under dispute, sir. I am also one of the lawyer because I have made an application before the authorities. It is still pending. Now one bar is there, because one bar is there, they are not eligible for grant because it is not away from 18 kilometer of the Bangalore city or BBMP authority or corporation. If the limitation has been mentioned, if the 18 acres away from the land is, they cannot make an application for grant or occupancy right. They are not eligible. So automatically they are going to evict.
No, that is now in the Bangalore center now. Before the
Bangalore center.
limitation is very
So
far.
definitely,
Now is a
definitely.
Bangalore center for that.
Yes, only they are, if they want to take a law into motion, if more than 30 years against the government, if they are having to show that possession, about the 30 years, they have to claim under section 65 of Limitation Act, adverse position against the government, 30 years after lapse. Continuous possession without disturbance. If meanwhile any notice has been cast within 30 years, they are not eligible for that also.
Lot of buildings and layouts are formed
Yes,
surrounding
yes.
of the this one.
Sir.
So how to eliminate for these things? It's a very headache to government.
Ayo, it is impossible, sir. It is impossible also.
Sir,
So
if I
one
was
side is
grant,
illegal, one side is possible.
Yes.
sir, if I
So
was
thank you, thank you.
granted land like 15 years before and have not alienated it
Yes.
and I have kept it for myself, but now initially it was granted as agricultural land,
Yes.
but right now because of Bangalore is near or certain urban center is near, I want to convert it to a non-agricultural purpose.
Yes,
So I make an
yes.
application to the Tahsildar and all. So what are the conditions he looks in for?
Yes, section 94, it is available for you. Section 94 of Karnataka Land Revenue Act. So now that application, if you want to file, how you to file all these factors is prevailed in under section 94 of Karnataka Land Revenue Act. You have to make an application through the Tahsildar, saying that one representation first. Then you have to submit all necessary documents from beginning. First document is your sale deed, mutation, next RTC, next family tree, all these, whoever may be, and send for conversion through Tahsildar. Tahsildar going to make a report whether it is yellow zone or green belt. All these facts he must be mentioned by recommending, by getting the report from village accountant, revenue inspector, and directly he can present before the deputy commissioner. This is the procedure, sir.
So there is no statutory limit like this amount. I mean, like this much
No,
acres or this many
no,
guntas of land would be allocated.
no, what they are doing, just why you are asking, definitely I will answer for this, because what happened, I am come across so many cases for this purpose. So if around 5 acres, if I have purchased, only 1 acre I am going to get it converted. By mentioning, by showing that 1 acre, I am going to put the entire border by developing layout plan, by mentioning the same number which is permitted us to convert it. And likewise, they are going to form the layout. And this layout is also approved and so many people are purchased. One fine day come across how many sites going to be formed in 1 acre. That is main important. If officer notified this, immediately he will come across to you saying that you have taken this, fraud has been played on the government, then you are liable to pay fine as well as forfeit to the government also.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
I know, sir, because I am fighting for so many sites. What happened? I want to tell you, now BDA has formed the layout. The some properties are available, keeping along with the sites. That site, the private, now you see, house building cooperative society is there. Butter layout is there here. And so many layouts are formed, even Nyayanga Badavani. All these private extension, what they are doing, some sites are reserved for keeping adjacent to the layout. And tomorrow they want to alienate, they will mention 35A, 36A, 37A. Likewise, they are going to alienate the property. Those A means definitely it is not approved layout site. Only A is always the extra site. It is fraud going to be played by the layout authorities. A always danger, sir. A, B, C, D, likewise they are mentioning, always danger.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions, sir? Next topic I want to say. Hello,
Okay, sir.
next topic.
Yes, sir.
Under Land Reforms Act, Ulu Raita. I think you know in Indira Gandhi period that Land Act came to be affected. Those who are cultivating the land, they are owners of the land. That how the land going to be occupied, how their tenancy will be terminated. So to whom, how they have to make an application before the authorities. All these facts are in governed by Land Reforms Act. Form number 7 they should file. In form number 7, what it contains, whose land belongs. First, how many years he is cultivating. He must prove to show that by way of affidavit of the adjacent landowners. And then the land, how much extent he is going to, and how much and mortgage it comes, tenancy comes, and cultivation continuously under whom he has cultivated. If it has made an application before the authorities, immediately it is going to be referred before the land tribunal. So therefore the form number 7, it is available for the every tenant and they are going to get the occupancy right. It is one type of grant, means for proving his tenancy right, automatically he is going to get the land, not under government. Government, nobody is a tenant. So government land, he cannot claim as a tenant. Therefore, land is not available for grant under the Land Reforms Act. So those lands are available for the grant is concerned only the tenant who has to prove his tenancy under the Land Reform Act under section 48A of Land Reforms Act is available to deal with, and that application going to make before the land tribunal. And now the tenancy application, there is a bar. In the year 94, it was last cutoff date and that matter is end. Then another 2 years has been extended. Therefore, another form has been introduced. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿ 91 7 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ 7A ಅಲ್ವಾ 7A has been introduced. 7A subsequently introduced, that is also placed, cutoff date has been given, that is also matter ended now. Nobody can file application for grant of land under the Karnataka Land Reforms Act because, but those cases are, so many cases are pending before High Court, still matter is going on. So whoever get the land tribunal, then land tribunal, if it is granted, again the appellate tribunal, again High Court. These are the methods. It is under the Land Reforms Act. Only the tenancy right going to be confirmed. Now religious and charitable belongs to the temple. Belongs to the temple is concerned. You must know it is very difficult for you to prove the, if it is private temple and temple having property, cultivating by personally, private temple, then only automatically he is eligible for grant or occupancy right under the provision of Inam Abolition Act. Charitable, religious and charitable Inam Abolition Act is available for you for a grant of occupancy right, but not government land, government charitable muzrai. So many Muzrai, Sringeri, just you see the Sringeri, and Kudli Mahasamsthana temple is there. So more than 1,000 acres of land at Sringeri gone under the provision of Inam Abolition Act because they are cultivators, be then. So therefore, Abolition Act came into force. Immediately, the land has been granted those who are cultivators. So likewise, land has been granted. These are the grants are available for you, and the detail when you are coming for probation, I can give more facility for you and more judgment. One judgment, recent judgment, I want to say, if any land belongs to the temple, Archak has no power to claim either tenancy or mortgage or cultivation personally. He cannot claim, he cannot file an application before the authorities or land reforms or land tribunal. Anywhere, he should not make an application. So therefore, that is also decided in Ganapati case at Mangalore, one small 4 cents of land claimed by the Archak, and there Archak died. Immediately, his legal heirs are claimed. That went to the up to Supreme Court, then land tribunal, whatever land tribunal order passed, it cannot be taken into consideration because he is not a tenant under the government. Muzarai temples, more temples are available in Bangalore. Veerbhadra Dev Swami, every temple is available, but those lands cannot be granted in favor of occupants or in favor of Archak. So therefore, these are the land. That land, the case has been decided. Whatever government land, nobody can claim tenant as a tenant, and those lands shall be restored to the government or Muzrai department. That judgment is available with me. And if any problem comes, you please come to me. I'll ask. Just one example I want to give you. Now, because I have filed a case before Honorable High Court of Karnataka in Kundur village near Devanhalli. Mutyalamma temple is there. What happened? Just I want to give with the brief history. Mutyalamma Devasthana property is available 7 acre 10 guntas. 7 acre 10 guntas, Archak formed a trust, continuously enjoyed by the trust. Subsequently, trust, they have sold the property in favor of Purvankara builders apartment, sold the property in favor of Purvankar trust, trustee including Archak family. Both of them they have sold. Now one of the daughter filed a partition suit. The partition suit came to be ended. It is already sold the property. Therefore, you are not eligible. Case has been dismissed. Then one of the daughter went to the assistant commissioner saying that my name is not entered because I am legal heirs of Archak. Kindly may be entered. Then assistant commissioner rejected that application. Because the entire property is with Purvankar. Immediately deputy commissioner, he went to deputy commissioner. Deputy commissioner cancelled the grant, cancelled the sale deed of the Purvankar. Now matter is before the High Court. Purvankar filed a writ petition. I have purchased the property. This land belongs to the Mutyalamma temple. Trust and Archak, both of them sold the property in my favor. Therefore, kindly maybe reject the order. I have filed application impleading through the village people. Then I have placed this Ganapati temple. Now it is very impossible because it is valuable property near airport, which is Mutyalamma temple's property. Now Purvankar wants to grab, as well as the people, trustees, they want to grab, and received money, sold the sale deed. Now sale deed is in question. So therefore, I have impleading application filed from the villagers. Mutyama, the property belongs to the Mutyalamma temple. It shall be in favor of temple only. So I have filed an application to implead by showing this judgment, and I have given example for that also. So likewise, while practicing definitely you have to protect interest of public as well as interest of the people. You must show your credibility in the court only. So likewise, what are the grantors? Now today, I have given brief history, but relating to the grant is concerned, I have given whom they are going to, priority is concerned, I have mentioned. But under the Karnataka Land Revenue Act, how they are going to forfeit, how they are going to convert, all these facts. And another one thing I want to tell you. You know the BL factory on the main road of Mysore Road. Just Mysore Road, just while entering before the Rajarajeshwari. There, what happened in 1972? Because I know I am fought for that also. 1972, the layout has been formed. Conversion order is not there. The notice has been caused by the BBMP saying that no conversion order, no approval has been laid. So therefore, myself, I have made an application before the DC, one of the site. Kindly maybe convert that site because I am using, it was formed in revenue layout. Therefore, kindly maybe permitted us to converted. I have paid the betterment charge to the government. Likewise, being a intelligent, being a knowledgeable person, going to help to the public. So then one decision, our Honorable Justice Lordship Gopal Gowda and other, wherever the BBMP notified the area, the conversion need not be, but betterment charge they are liable to pay. That is also judgment is available. If you want, wherever the BBMP area, if A certificate is not granted, and that based on the notification, you can, based on the judgment, you can avail benefit to get the A kata of your revenue side. Thank you. What do you want, sir? Hello?
So,
Ah,
so Subhash here. So what is the purpose of Tenancy Act, sir?
Tenancy Act has economy equality between the people. That is the
So does the government land is okay, sir? Private land somebody
even
they will
even
give.
private land, sir. Ceiling, sir. Sir, nowadays what happened in those days, sir? Now 500 acres only one man keeping, sir. Land reform, the land Karnataka Land Ceiling Act is there. Urban Ceiling Act, it is repealed. When the Land Reforms Act taken, that act has been repealed and that provision has been inserted in Land Reforms Act. Ceiling, person how much hectares he has to get. Other remaining properties shall be forfeited to the government. That ceiling limit purpose only, that immediately the Land Reforms Act has been introduced. The people must hold so many acres of land. Now family is concerned.
So what you say is correct, sir.
20
So
hectares.
large is there, that is okay, sir. Large, this one is there, okay. But 3-4 acres.
Yes, definitely, sir. 3-4 acres
the-
he unable to cultivate, sir. Therefore, he has provided to others. So he can claim tenancy right. It is only proved before the land tribunal. Any person, I am also agriculturist. If I am having 8 acres or 1 acre land, sir, I don't want to cultivate. I don't want to go there. If some of the person is cultivating and providing me every year some crops, so it is nothing but tenancy. That is the confirm in the tribunal.
So in my sake, somebody will not do, at least somebody to give a some poor person what is agriculture.
Ownership means
Yeah,
occupancy
complete
rights.
ownership will be go.
Yes, definitely, sir. Definitely,
That's why government is cancelled that act, Tenancy Act.
That is not Tenancy Act, but provision has been cancelled. 77A and B. No person shall purchase the agriculture land. That is the object of the Land Reforms Act that has been repealed now. Because those who are agriculture only purchase the land. That has been repealed now. Repealed means cancelled.
It's cancelled.
Yes,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
welcome. Sir. So tomorrow definitely the one question to you, which are the agricultural land and priority to whom you are giving and how you are going to be divided, to whose person, and what are the condition of grant, who are the eligible person, all these factors you must, I think you know very well, and it may be come for in your case for in constitution also or in anywhere else, the priority of land grant committee, land grant rules. You can answer for this. You please note down all these facts. Any doubt arises, personally you come and ask me, I can answer for it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Sir. Any question, ladies side? Navya and Sharmila, Jagadish, Jay Ganesh. Navya already left. Thank you, sir. Shall I close, sir? Any
Please, sir,
question?
please.
Okay, sir. Okay, please, sir. Please, sir. Thank you.
Nice sessions. Thank you, sir.